Hello and welcome to Knitbone, a visual novel about a guy who has insomnia, and his friend approaches him and says they might have something that can help him with it. Not ominous at all, especially with how weirdly long these fingers are, but anyway. Also gotta love a main menu screen that I can move, or moves when my mouse moves, so awesome. But anyway, let's play. Got some funky music. Where did it all go wrong? Right, I shouldn't have insomnia in the first place. You see, after a few days with no sleep and no direction, you get desperate. If I could turn back time, I'd never step through that door. But you're still here telling us that story, so maybe it will get better later on, maybe? I don't know. Footsteps felt too loud as I walked. Always smelled old and dusty, carpet ugly and stained. Tom kept brushing over the card in my pocket. 1408, just like the car said. That's the room I've been trying to track down. After a touch of what felt like the world's most depressing maze, I finally spotted the door. No brass number on it looked shiny and new. Didn't fit with the rest of the dingy hallway. I stopped, my hand hovering in the air. Wasn't sure if I should knock. Part of me just wanted to turn around and leave. Right, I told myself I'd actually show up. As I got ready to knock, a memory popped into my head. My eyes. Can your flashbacks not be so bright? Last night at the lounge, I revealed too much to someone who was practically a stranger. Feels like the ice in my glass has come to the north. Looks like just like my life. My name's Eden, a psychology major. Buddha is most likely to succeed. But that was years ago. I had direction in my life. Now I'm barely surviving on cheap coffee and no sleep. Changed 3 jobs in just 12 months. Every fresh start only left me more tangled and down. And yet, I ended up even more lost. I don't recognize who I am anymore. Door opened, but at first I hardly registered it. Vibe suddenly seemed to shift as if someone flipped a switch. Couldn't help but look. Ooh, very nice little background. Man walked in with the sort of effortless confidence that drew everyone's eyes to him. He smiled at the bartender, waved at somebody like they were old friends. So, he's that kind of guy, huh? He looks so put together, assertive and relaxed. His shirt probably cost more than my rent, yet he wore it so casually. Real thing about him was the opposite of me. He paused at the entrance, scanning the lounge like he was deciding where to sit. I should have looked away, but I didn't. Then he saw me, eyes widening as they locked onto mine. He smiled. That got me holding my breath. Forced a polite smile despite my racing heart. There was something oddly familiar about him, but I couldn't figure it out. I heard footsteps approaching me slowly. Gotta love when these characters have their own sound effects accompanying them. Why is he standing right here? Why is he standing there, menacingly? What should I say? Sure, let's go with this. Hey there. Eden Cross. No way, is that really you? Confusion must have shown on my face because he chuckled. You've got a nice chuckle. It's me. I don't even know how to pronounce that first name of his, but I'm just gonna call you Damien, because Damien I know how to pronounce. Sorry, you might not remember me. Had that psychology elected together, remember?
Oh.
It's you. That hit me. Damien. The Damien. We were in the same department back in college. He was popular, was effortlessly charming. Kind of guy who made everyone feel seen, even when you probably didn't know half of their names. Never expected to be on his radar. We shared a few lectures, maybe a group project once, but I was always the quiet one. I was the guy that people tend to forget, but I remembered him. God damn, I think I remembered him more than I should. People wouldn't shut up about him. I always been envious of him, even now. Yet here he is, sitting across from me in this nearby empty lounge, grinning like we were old buddies. He even did it without asking, like it was the most natural thing. Of course I remember you. You're basically famous, Damien. Made him laugh. He didn't even try to deny it. You can just call me Rio. That also works for me as well. I'm glad we ran into each other again. Oh, you didn't? Your name really does you justice. Looking splendid as always. Couldn't help but smile back. Not sure if I'm most amused by his outlandish teasing or by the fact that he remembered my name. I don't think lounging at a jazz club after an exhausting day is much of a splendid look, but thanks. You look like life's been treating you well. Leave out the as always. He laughs, but his eyes narrow in. I didn't know you're tired, though. I don't mean to offend. No, it's fine. I know I'm living dead. I laugh, trying to brush it off. Insomnia, that's all. I get used to that. What a shame. For the first time in what felt like forever, it felt like a complete failure. Caught up and talked for a while. Something about his presence felt almost too welcoming. Maybe it was easy for me to open up. It felt safe. At least I convinced myself it was. After all, he was an old acquaintance, wasn't he? So, like an idiot, I spilled everything. He listened intently. What a coincidence. Joker's at the last word. Actually, I specialize in sleep therapy, as well as cognitive consultations. Maybe I'm not that strange for feeling like I'm meant to be here with him tonight. Maybe he feels it too. Would you pay me a visit? What to see you? Mustard smile, hoping he didn't notice my bewilderment. It'd be a private consultation. I've had my studio set up. It's okay, I've already visited doctors. I figured, but maybe I can do something about it. If I can't, well, it's no wasted money. I'm offering it for free. It'll probably be in vain, but declining now they seem so willing to help me, or help would make an even more pitiful. God, I cannot speak today. Even more pitiful sight. Like me and trying to talk today. Or I could react, he reduced the card between his fingers, like it had been waiting there all along. A trick up his sleeve, as one would say. Come to my studio whenever you're ready. No pressure. Word studio echoed in my head longer than it should have. And for some reason, I actually came. It's probably a bad idea. Hardly knew each other. Well, let's knock, 'cause why not? We came all this way. Finally knocked on the door. Door opened right away, as if he'd been standing there the whole time waiting for me.
Hey.
Eden. He had a warm, practiced smile and said my name like he knew I'd come. I had a feeling you would arrive. Please, come on in. I hesitated. My feet started moving before I could even think about it. The smell was different inside. The scent of lemon, oil, and faint herbs filled the air. It felt a bit fruity, like he was trying too hard to make it smell naturally relaxing. The studio was quite simple. Just a couch for me and a single fancy chair for him. Gaze drifted past a collection of arranged objects as Rio led me inside the studio. Soft jazz music played in the background. Please, have a seat. Make yourself at home. I sat on the couch. It was actually pretty cozy. Comfortable. I nodded. He sat in his big chair and watched me. So, Eden Cross. No way here, is that right? Go straight to the point.
Yeah.
I guess so. So, tell me, what's on your mind? What brings you here tonight? Mouth went dry as I finally said the line I practiced. Last night you mentioned you could help. Said you help people with sleep issues. Told him how I couldn't sleep and how I felt like I didn't know who I was when the lights went off. Listened without rushing. No interruption and no pity. Just that steady practice attention. Alrighty then, starting with some questions. Do you have more trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? Both. Equally, I suppose? How many times a week do you suffer from this? Can't really remember. Maybe 5? He purses his lips. Are you taking any medications? None? I see. He pauses, weighing his words before going on. The expression turns serious, as if he knows something that I don't. Insomnia and identity crisis is a reasonable set to bring in together. Sleep and a sense of self are closer than most people think. You're not sleeping because your mind refuses to let you be vulnerable. That's why your mind won't shut down. That hit closer to home than I expected. Took the words right out of my mouth, my dude. So I'll get back onto his face. Before we go any deeper, I have a simple personality test. Help me understand the shape of this weight you've been carrying. Requires a bit of trust, I know, but it would help me understand. I really think you should take it. Fuck it, why not? Okay, Rio, let's just do it. Good, don't worry. It's a simple and non-invasive. Just answer honestly. Alright, rules are simple. Pick whatever feels most like you. Don't overthink it, just go with your gut. I spend way too much time overthinking and not trusting my gut. So this will be very difficult. Okay, first question. When you can't sleep, what do you usually do? Analyze random deep thoughts? Play past cringe interactions in my head. I do that during the daytime too, so I get plenty of practice in before nighttime. Get up to be productive, even at 2 a.m. Fuck no. Grab a snack or adjust in my bed. Yeah, I can't eat before going to sleep, because fortunately with my old age I started getting acid reflux, which is not fun, especially when you're trying to sleep. Yeah, definitely replay past cringe interactions. Gotcha. Insomnia sounds exhausting. Must be rough. Moving on. How do you usually recharge after a long, stressful day? Okay, so read a book, journal, cope my feelings for a bit. I'm not good at either of those things. Do something active or take a decisive action to reset my energy, shower, change into comfy clothes, and chill in a comfy spot. Hell yeah. Definitely this last one. Or if my mind is doing a little better, I'll usually read a book. But yeah, definitely this one. I see. How do you usually tell when someone is lying to you? When the story makes zero sense. I don't know, I just feel it. They hesitate or act unsure of themselves. The body gives it away, like gestures, posture, or fidgeting. Usually a combination of these two. Let's go with body language. Interesting. Okay, next one. What motivates you the most? Okay, figuring things out, understand the world, living in the way that feels authentic to me, proving I can do or achieve something, feel comfortable, safe, or in control physically. I guess proving I can do or achieve something? Noted. Right, time for a little roleplay. Oh yay! Couldn't we save that for the bed, though? Imagine the following scenario. On a forest path and it splits three ways. What do you do? For clues to pick the smartest path, act and go the path that feels right to me, pick one fast move, no hesitation. We'll test each path physically to see which is more safe and comfortable. Probably that one, but yeah, I'd probably look for clues to pick up the smartest path. Nice, that's an interesting take. You hear weird noise upstairs in an empty house. What's the first thing you do? Run upstairs like a boss. Grab something nearby just to feel safer. Boss knows how it makes me feel. Peek around and figure out what's going on here. No, definitely grabbing something nearby. I see. Okay. Let's proceed. Strange creature suddenly appears and stares at you. How do you react? Run away. Quickly look away, scream or shout out of fear, stinkily raise my hands or get ready to defend. Yeah, probably run away. Like right now! Okay, can we just, bolt out of here, please? Well, yay, thanks for the smiley face, Ryu. Much needed and appreciated, but, I think we're gonna get going now. What's wrong? Did something catch you off guard? Just a little bit of something. Well, would your reaction align with the choice you made earlier? Let's continue. No need to dwell on it. Yeah, let's just continue, shall we? Just completely ignore what just happened. Okay, roleplay's over. Let's get back to the test. Which compliment do you like the most? Sharp and smart, you're authentic and honest, you're brave and bold, or you seem steady and chill? Let's go with authentic and honest. Nearing the end. Which word resonates with you the most? Luminous, pulse, flame, or balance? I guess a pulse? One final question. Which word resonates with you the most? Okay, logic, ethics, volition, or physics? I would like to think ethics. Congratulations, you completed the test. Yay, I don't know how to feel about it. Go over your results now. Seems like your ethics first. Hell yeah. Feel people deeply. Can walk into a room and pick up on what others are holding back. The hurt, the hope, the need. Sensitivity makes people feel seen in ways they rarely do. Be around you feel safe because you don't just notice, you care. It's heavy sometimes, isn't it? Well, being in the open can be heavy. Worry too much sometimes. People won't handle the depth of what you feel. Thank you for that. Learned a lot about you today. And look, Although that actually kind of hit home, and I don't like how it makes me feel. I actually wanted to be closer to you since college. It means a lot to finally be here with you now. I'm sure we're going to be a lot closer to each other later, and not in the fun kind. Shall we move on? Yes, please. Remember, this is all just fun. Don't take the results too seriously. Try to stay gentle, but there was a weight behind it. Thank you. You've given me quite a clear impression. Yeah. What the hell was that? Oh, perfect. Now I'm hallucinating in the middle of therapy. Should I just chalk it out to sleep deprivation and call it a day? What should I do? Fuck it, let's bring it up. I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna fucking regret it, but yes. Do you happen to see that? See what? Never mind. That was awkward. Awkward silence settled between us. His eyes flickered up to mine. You showed me earlier tells me enough, more than enough. Sleepless nights. He paused. Gaze was piercing, studying me like I was some kind of specimen. Insomnia isn't a mistake, it's a pattern. Mine's just stuck on a loop. Regular therapy won't work with me. Mind ease is a key to redistribute the weight. What I propose isn't therapy at all. Think of it more of a sort of guided ritual. Ritual? Yeah, I don't like the sounds of that. Yeah, that's an interesting choice of word. Give you a small specific task to complete. It requires precision and focus. Goal is to get the bird in a new place to rest, so your mind can finally find peace. But yeah, where is it going to land exactly? The unconventional path requires absolute trust. Not just in me, but in yourself. Quiet for a moment and stare at me. You're not gonna try to possess me, are you? Well, most vulnerable. So you can move this weight off of me and then put your own onto mine, eh? Can't force you to do it. It only works if you choose it. You can leave now, but that means going back to your restless routine. Or you can agree to session 2. That's where we really begin. I felt like a challenge. So Ian, what do you think? Don't make me regret this. Although I've already regretted coming here already, so yes, fine. Good. Maria's smile deepened, as if the answer had been inevitable. Hold on a sec. Oh god. Stoner began rummaging through the shelves, his movement smooth and deliberate. Suddenly the air went still, lingering thick with every breath. Faint, pleasant scent of lemon oil and herbs felt even more synthetic, a cheap air freshener. I was about to say, oh, are you cooking up something? But when he returned, he was holding a small, ornate box. Then let's begin session 2. Voice was lower now, a smooth, deep sound that silenced the room. The feeling of being in a safe place was starting to fade. He moved to the table and sat directly across from me. A subtle shift that made him the focal point of the entire room. Before we begin the exercise, I want to ask you something, Keaton. What's your opinion on devotion? Devotion to what? The question was so left field that I could only blink. To anything. Whether it's a person, an idea, a God?
Uh,
I hesitated. Felt like a trick question. My opinion of devotion is, sounds dangerous, or it's a form of trust. Well, I guess it is a form of trust. I guess it's a form of absolute trust. Devotion is like an anchor, something to hold on to when you're lost. An anchor, yes. But the cause requires unwavering trust. Look satisfied as if I'd given the correct answer. He paused, his expression shifting into something that looked unnervingly like a confession. I used to know people who were part of a group. Oh no. You're part of a cult, of course you are. They were devoted to a singular idea. With that to truly change, become more than what they were, had to give up a part of themselves. Skepticism must have been obvious. This was nothing to do with insomnia. It was about something else entirely. Thought of it as reaching a new level. To an outsider, their methods might have seemed extreme, maybe even cruel. Continued, his eyes searching mine, gauging my reaction. That's what they believed. They believed true enlightenment required total devotion. That you couldn't become whole until part of you was given away. That what you're gonna try and do with me? Is this some sort of test to see if it's true? Couldn't make sense of what you're saying. I can't though, unfortunately. Everything you said sounded like cult nonsense, which it is. He seemed completely convinced himself. My apologies, I didn't mean to bring that up. Yet you did anyway. Waved a hand dismissively. Conversation ended as abruptly as it began. Now, let's move on. Opened a velvet-lined box. Inside, nestled in black satin, were 7 unlit candles of varying heights. Let's play a game, Ethan. No, I'm good. This is a focusing exercise. Lit the candles and set them on the table in a chaotic line. The objective is simple. Arrange these candles from shortest to tallest and left to right.
Oh.
That sounds easy. Not thinking I reached for the nearest one. Hand was short out, not touching mine but hovering just above it. There are rules. It was now flat, sharp, and cold. Discipline is paramount. There are exactly 4 moves. A move is the swapping of 2 candles. Exceed 4 and the pattern is irreversibly broken. Do you understand? Yes, I guess. I nodded, my mouth suddenly dry. Looked at the candles. Okay, so if we move. Okay, so that'd be 1 move. We have 2. That one to there. Okay, so on 1. That'd be 1 move. Number 2 would be this one, so move that one to there. And we move this one and this one together. Okay, hold on, let me try this. So we move this one and switch these 2, so that's 2. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it. So, oh no. Stop. Oh, whoops, my hand froze in midair. Gotta move, the pattern is now lost. Though there was no anger in his voice, there was a flat disappointment that scraped against my nerves. Before I could apologize, he reached over. His hands moved in a blur of graceful, precise swipes. The candle snapped into a perfect ascending line. Sheer years of it was quite brutal humiliation. Do not be discouraged. The stating words were a stark contrast to the cold calculation in his eyes. Observing me, taking notes of my failure, indicates your mind is still noisy. Don't worry, you can still move on to the next session. The next session will require more direct methodology. Help you focus. That will be all. This was absolute. Turned from me before I could even process it. Left with a bitter taste of failure in my mouth. Oh yeah, I think I have it. No, I don't. Okay, guess I need to move. Cause yeah, I've only got 2 moves. Yeah, I'm just kind of going back and trying to do this instead. Yeah, that's the 3rd one, so maybe move these 2. These 2. These 2. Because I needed that one to go there. Okay, so switch these 2. Switch these 2. Keep on moving the wrong ones. Okay, move those. Those. Okay, that one's the shortest one. Okay. Okay, I need that one to go there. And if I move these 2, didn't mean to move that one. Shit. Okay, I need this one to go here. And then I need to switch these 2. Okay. Yeah, unless I'm doing it wrong, yeah, it's just highest to lowest. Ah, damn, nope. It does have to be the other way around, otherwise I can say, oh, I can do it in 2 moves. Nope. Okay, hold on, I think I might have it. Do that. And I might not have it. Yeah, I just need to switch those 2, but still need to switch. If I had 1 extra move, I could do it. Okay, what I need is then to switch those out and then switch the first and the last one, but hold on, I might actually have it. And if we switch, like, I always get down to this last move. Yeah, then I just switch those and then switch the first one, but I need to do it in 1 last move. Unless this is just not doable, then wasting my time. Hold on. Oh, no. I thought I had it, I got excited for a moment, but I still need to input these last 2. I don't know what I'm doing. It's so confusing. My brain is not made for puzzles. Wait, do I? Oh no, I nearly had a... Again, got excited, but I forgot. I need to move. These ones aren't the... That one's the smallest, okay. Okay, so maybe if I move those there then. And then... Because I need to switch out these two. Maybe if I... switch out these two. Nope. Because I need to switch out. Because no, I need to not move that one. Because I need to switch out those two. Switch out those two. Then... Yeah, this one needs to be here, and then that one needs to be there. Nope, to the chopping block it is then. Okay, let's do a quick tutorial, I guess. Oops, I just do it on my first try, yay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I guess I am. These are in a different spot now. Wait, did she just make it easy on me? Is it actually solvable now? Wait, so hold on. If I didn't do the tutorial, it's unsolvable, but if I did do the tutorial and made it solvable, is that how it works? And if that's the fucking case, that'll be rather annoying, because I spent all that time trying to fucking figure out that last one, and it might not have even been fucking solvable in the first place. That was annoying. I've been sitting here for like at least a good 20-30 minutes trying to fucking solve it.
Nice.
God damn it. Thank you. God, you're annoying, and I'm pissed off now. Believe you're ready for the next challenge. Oh great, thanks. I think you can sort out 7 candles with 4 moves. Fuck me, I guess. Okay, let's do it. Yay, thanks. I'm gonna fucking need it. Okay, let's do this. Go to there. Okay, this is rather difficult. Okay. Do that one last. That one goes there. That goes climbing. That one goes there. Okay, no, I need this one here so I can switch those two. If I do that, maybe? Oh, no, I think I see what I'm doing wrong. I don't switch the first and the last one. Do it like there. Like there. No, not like there. I need... nearly have it. Just these last 2 ones need to not be switched. Okay. Okay, so if we switch them out, switch those out. Nope, that's not how I do it. Wait, have I... no, the fucking small one, I got them confused. thought I had it finally, but I didn't. Okay, so switch these two then. And switch these ones out.
No.
I'm gonna lose my mind over this.
No.
Fuck it, my brain cannot do puzzling right now. I am done. Okay, fine, let's get through all this. I don't fucking care. I'm done. I'm out. You win. I quit. Maybe you guys can figure it out, but my brain is done. Okay, back to where we were. God, that was a waste of like nearly an hour of my time, but hallucinations were getting worse, and being in this room wasn't helping. And thinking about those damn fucking candles is doing my head in. Is this all in my head, or... Oh, there's definitely something in my brain, alright, and I'm about to shove this... Yeah, throw this candle into the fucking wall. Or shove it into someone's brain, or ear hole, or something hole. Mind is still clouded. There is noise where there should be more focus. Still, we shall proceed. Pass or fail, it seems now has been dragged into the next session regardless. I just nodded, too tired to argue.
Fine.
What's next? I have a simple question. Tell me, Eden, are you easily frightened? Not right now, I'm not. Too easily fucking pissed. Question was unsettling. He leaned forward slightly with his eyes fixed on me. Am I easily frightened? No, not really. Not in this particular moment. No, I'm not. Not really. I can handle myself. Have your confidence. We'll see how it goes. Fuck you. Feel silent, letting the tension build. Sexual tension? Hey, cause I got something I need to vent out my frustrations to, so, eh? His gaze drifted to a dark corner of the room behind me. Don't look now, but I think someone is watching us. Yeah, he's fucking with us. Don't fall for it, Eden. My blood ran cold. Against my better judgment, my eyes darted to the corner. There was nothing there. Yeah, I could have told you that. You chuckled, a low, unnerving sound. Like I'm just testing your focus. Were you expecting something? Sometimes I wonder what's wrong with this guy. Then pointed to a small potted herb on his desk. It was the only living thing in the room. Let's try a different approach. What do you see there? I see, comfrey. Recognize the broad, heavy leaves instantly.
Oh.
That's comfrey. First time since I arrived, my expression softened. Seeing something familiar from my childhood stirred up feelings I thought I'd long buried. Grandma used to call it by its old name, Knitbone. That's where the name of the game comes from. Ryu seemed surprised by my sudden shift in mood, though he masked it with a smile. Knitbone, an interesting name. She said it could heal broken bones. But some breaks aren't in the bone, are they, Eden? Stayed quiet, letting his words settle in the air between. Well, some breaks are deeper, and no herb can fix them. The irony is, in the past, people thought comfrey or knitbone was safe to use in any way, inside and out. The studies have shown that ingesting it can be toxic. He was talking about the plant, but his eyes told me he meant something else. The expression soured, his voice taken on a bit of sharp edge. Listen, Eden. Are people obsessed with cures like that? Like yourself? Looked past me, his eyes unfocused, lost in a memory. Just like you, they were also searching for ways to heal themselves, mentally or physically. When they are desperate enough, they find a community that promises something more than just a fix. Their philosophy was simple, at least on the surface. To become enlightened, you had to give something away. Called it an offering to some cosmic entity. Then a short, harsh laugh that held no mirth. But offering was just a pretty word for ritualized murder. What? They had this twisted logic. Believe pain was a currency, that you could only heal your own wound by taking another's life. Why is he telling me this? Voice cracked, mask of the calm therapist, completely gone, placed by raw, burning anger. Like what I was feeling just earlier. It'd make you believe that ending someone's life was wrong. It was kindness. You said you weren't a killer. You were an angel, taking their pain away so they could finally rest. And their death, that was supposed to be your reward. A new weight to carry. It's all a lie to control you. A lie to break you down and own the pieces. The therapist that I came to see was gone. His place was just a man, terrified of his own hands. Every word he spoke was coming at me too fast. I couldn't process it all. He stood abruptly, his chair scraping back. The outburst was so sudden, so violent that it made me flinch. But I saw it for what it was. I ended that bullshit, so I took on the burden for myself. I stared at his own trembling hands, a flicker of something desperation in his eyes. It's supposed to be over, but it just doesn't just disappear. Stood there, breathing heavily, hands molded into fists so tight his knuckles turned bone white. Started to realize he was talking about his past. Wait, was he in a cult? Yeah, you're only just now realizing, my dude? Guy wasn't just troubled, he was haunted. For a second, I forgot to be scared and just felt a weird pang of pity. Should I say something? Sure, why the fuck not? Yeah, are you okay? Sank back into his chair, visibly forcing himself to be calm. I apologize. That was unprofessional. Okay, at least that brought him back to reality, I guess. Anyway, all that was just an attempt to open your mind. Look like it already, so let's use it. Opened a drawer and started rummaging through it. It just stood there, frozen. How did his mood shift so quickly? Suddenly his words from our first session about a guided ritual took on a much darker meaning. Cold dread washed over me. What if this isn't therapy? He's not even trying to fix my insomnia. Instead he's trying to do something else. Me as his test subject. That's kind of what I guessed earlier. I'm guessing that is where it is headed. I found it. And took out a pendulum, a pointed crystal on a silver chain. We're not going for a Ouija board, are we? Looked less like a therapist tool and more like a ritual object. Stood closer to me. Double wrapped around my mind like chains, choking me with every thought. What is he going to do to me? Rio edged closer behind me, the heat of his body pressing against mine. Panic surged and I realized I was trapped. Hand shook violently, pulse racing and a deep, primal fear screamed at me to turn back. Yet even knowing that, I couldn't make myself move away. Move closer to my ear, Composure slipped for a fraction of a second. It's okay, Then his eyes cleared and he smiled at me, his focus absolute. Oh, he's putting me to sleep. Great, just what we need. This will help quiet the noise in your head. Just watch the crystal and listen to my voice. Can you do that for me? Fine, whatever, I can do that. Good. Breathe in and out. Watch my breathing. Oh, okay,
Nice.
Great, let's go faster. Oh, great.
Yes.
Excellent, continue to focus and don't get distracted. Matched each inhale with an exhale, gaining control over my breathing. I'm myself breathing in sync with him. Hell yeah, at least something I can do, right? It's not really much of a puzzle. Feels strangely intimate, as if we were sharing the same air. Now, watch. The world vanished in an instant. Everything else disappeared, leaving only the pendulum swinging before my eyes. So tired, Eden. It's time to let go. Let me hold the weight for you. This was a promise of rest, and I wanted it more than anything. Breathe in, Eden. Deeper now. Until you pass out. Down into the quiet. The walls are gone. There's only the path. Follow it. Vision went dark, falling not through air, but through myself. Great, he was capturing my soul. Then I saw it. Oh, hi. We've been seeing you throughout the session. Am I hallucinating again? The presence, huge, cold, and utterly indifferent. Felt like a web of black veins pulsing slowly in the darkness behind my eyes. Pressure grew with thick air pressing against my ribcage and stealing my breath. Sensation was too much. A scream built in my chest and my eyes flew open. I was back in the studio, gasping, my heart thrashing against my ribs. Ray was staring at me. His face was pale, his eyes wide with a horrifying mixture of fear and excitement. You saw it, didn't you? Words barely registered. All I could think of was the image burned into my mind. So that's what he was trying to get at, so... Feeling of that thing. It was wrong. All of this was wrong. Adrenaline surged through me, overpowering my exhaustion. I scrambled to my feet, my seat kicking back onto the floor. I stood up, my legs unsteady. Do you mind not whispering into my ear, please and thank you? Mine was a chaotic mess of pulsating veins and the echoes of his frantic whispers. All I wanted at that moment was to get out of this room, away from his suffocating presence. I turned towards the door, hand reaching for the handle. Have to get out, now. I'm leaving. Voice was shaky but firm. Took a step forward, towards the door. Panic flashed across Ria's face. Dropped the pendulum, crystal clattering against the table.
Hey.
No, wait, I shouldn't have. He looked genuinely terrified, as if he revealed a secret that he could never take back. But his panic lasted only a moment. As I reached for the door, his expression hardened into something desperate and resolute. Ow. Very faster than I thought possible, blocking my path.
No.
Wait. Voice cut sharp, cutting through my daze. Grabbed my arm. His grip surprisingly strong, almost bruising. Turned back. Calm facade was gone, shattered completely. This place was raw, unfiltered desperation. Can't leave, not now. You saw it too. Don't you understand what that means? That thing. Pulled me back from the door, his eyes wide and wild. He wasn't asking me, he was pleading with me. guided me back to the couch and pushed me down gently. Strange, reverent care in his otherwise forceful actions. Hey, what the hell, Rio? You know my question. He moved to the table and with a click, lit a match, and then lit the candles. As the flames grew, the room transformed. No longer a studio, it was an altar. It was offering and I was the offering. He sat down across from me again, firelight carving deep shadows into his face. Looked older, burdened by a weight beyond my comprehension. This sword is not just a thing, it has a name, a purpose. It's my debt, passed down through generations of my family, all under the guise of enlightenment. My uncle Callister, he was a leader, called their belief system transcendology. When he said the word, was thick with disgust. It grew to me, not as a nephew, but as a successor. Saw that entity as an honor, sacred burden. Taught that our bodies were temporary vessels needing purification through bloodletting to achieve a higher existence. And it sounds so beautiful, the art of ritual. But I saw what it really was, a machine for offerings. It wasn't enlightening people, it was grooming them for slaughter, in order to keep the entity fed. Couldn't let him pass it on, couldn't let him choose another victim. So I took it from him. Silence in the room was deafening, broken only by the crackle of the candle wicks. What do you mean? I killed him, Eden. I killed him. I plunged his own ritual knife into his chest, and I thought if the leader was gone, the curse would die with him. I was wrong. It didn't die, it just transferred. It lashed onto me.
Feed me your blood.
Now I carry it. I hear it whispers, I feel its hunger. Buried his face into his hands, his shoulders trembling. This was it, the full, horrifying truth, the core of his madness. Looked up and his eyes were glistening with unshed tears. But beneath the pain there was something else, a chilling, obsessive focus. And it was directed at me. That's why I need you, Eden. It's been watching you. Even back in college. What? You were so quiet, so self-contained. While everything else was so loud, so desperate to be seen, you were just there. You were whole, you were solid. I was falling apart piece by piece, and you were a fortress. I envied you for it. I hated you for it. And I admired you more than anyone else. You were the one, strong enough to bear the weight, quiet enough for it to rest. He leaned forward, his voice dropping to an intimate, almost tender whisper. Codependent plea of a man drowning. I was lucky enough to meet you again. I knew you were the only one of this gift. Only one strong enough to see the truth. Stood up his chair and knelt on the floor in front of me. It wasn't a plea for help. This was the final step of his plan. Pulled a knife from his pocket. The handle had the same vein-like carving as I saw in my vision. Held it out to me on his open palms, like it was a key. Breath caught in my throat. Heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my ears. This is insane. Completely insane. But looking at him kneeling there, offering me this purpose, another thought crept in. A horrible, tempting thought. Not asking me to die. Asking me to bleed for him. To become something else. Trade my blood for one filled with this terrible, powerful thing. What if he's not crazy? What if this is the cure for the nothingness I feel every day? Gift is meant to be passed on. You saw it. It saw you. Chosen you to be my equal. Trouble sleeping, feeling lost, it's not a sickness. Just an opening, a crack to let the light in. I'm here to open the door all the way. Please, Eden. Voice was low, convincing whisper, promising a strange and terrible secret, asking me to join him in his reality. Will you accept this honor? Will you complete the ritual and become the new vessel? Will you sacrifice your blood for me? Question hung in the air, suspended between the flames of the 7 candles. Heart hammered against my ribs. This was the final ritual, final choice. What is my choice? Well, we made it all this way, and we don't really have much else to go back to, so I guess, except, fuck it, why not? What? He peered down at the knife in his hand, presented to me like a trophy. Like it's something to be revered. Like I was something to be revered, as long as I took that knife from him. Rio, what the hell are you doing? Get up. But Rio didn't move. Life lays in his palms, glinting in the simmering candlelight. Slowly I reach out, unable to stop my hand from shaking. As our skin brushes against each other, the handle making its way inside my loose grip. Turn the knife upside down, a heavy heart sinking into my stomach. No, this isn't right. Rio isn't in the right mind, and neither am I. This is messed up. Rio, I can't. What? Okay, I guess I didn't have much of a choice in the matter then. Didn't get accepted anyway. Which is, I mean, fair enough. Still kneeling, but his glare shot up towards me. It was in such volumes of disgust that it made me take a step back. How could someone on his knees be so full of authority still? What did you say? It sounded otherworldly. Less a voice, more an entity. Words twisted my throat. Panic seized me. Fear freezing my blood. And for a split second I almost shifted the blade towards the flesh of my palm, ready to slice. I snapped out of it. Pulled the knife away from my body, putting it back into Rio's outstretched hands. No, I won't. No. I won't do it, Rio. Silence fills the room. Expression is unexplainable. An amalgamation of surprise, horror, and fury. Piping hot fury which travelled from his pinpoint pupils down to the goosebumps on the back of his hands. Then he moved, faster than I could have stopped him. But I knew it, his hand was gripped around my neck, and the other pushing the knife against my hands. Take it. Take it. Room trembled with his cries. Ow. I gasped, clawing to release myself from his grip before driving a knee into his stomach. Could have got quick enough to drop me, but the knife was still in his hands. Tried to step sideways, he lurched me back by my wrist, gripping tight enough to snap bone. The overwhelming Walter's vibe took over me. I shoved with all my might against his towering figure, bowed backwards into the table, knocking chairs and vases over as they fell with a loud thud. The minute all that occupied the room was the sound of both our laboured breathing, each breath feeling like my last. Then I saw the pool of red. Started from the right side of his chest, crawling forth from the fabric of his grey shirt. Handle of the ritual knife sunk deep inside him, serving as the stem for the scarlet flower blooming from his flesh. Dazed eyes trailed down his chest, hands lifting slowly to hover above the unfamiliar scene. Gurgled, grin spreading across his perfect mouth. Rio. As if on instinct, I slid to the floor, holding up his body. His head tilted limply against my own hammering heartbeats. His own heart started to crawl to a stop. No, I didn't mean to. I didn't. Around us, the candles fell into a dim glow, till a cold chill snuffed their lights completely. Looked up to see veins of black and red chunks starting to pour thinly from the walls, slithering like snakes towards the floor, towards me. Reeled back, holding Rio closer as I tried to pull him away from the veins, as if we could stop the blood pooling from his chest. He didn't. When I looked down at him, tears were already building in his ash-colored eyes. This is good. I failed to keep my voice from cracking, my own tears climbing up my throat. Nothing about this is good. You carry it now, the vessel. Hand rose up to press against my hammering heart. It's yours now. It's you. It's part of you. Yeah. But I didn't want it to end this way. Rio choked out, and in the blurry reflection of his tears, I saw the person he had always been behind all the facades and perfect grins, all the popularity and the wonder. I saw a small, frightened little boy. I don't want to die, Eden. I'm not going to die, Rio. I'll call an ambulance and carry it, Eden. His eyes flickered like a troubled candle. You are one. And Rio Damien drew his last breath. The ladies present, the chill in the room hiked up to a horrible cold. I held his lifeless body against my own, only realizing the weight of his words when it had been too late. The vessel. Veins had travelled up my leg, crawling around my skin into their grasp, urging the beginning of our symbiotic relationship. I feel everything and nothing all at once, or even the veins burying themselves into my pores, hijacking the red lines of my eyes, the valves of my heart, that no longer belongs to just me. Then I draw a frozen breath. I am the vessel now. Fuck yeah. Whoops, I became the vessel now. So, that was Knitbone. Very, very interesting game. I really like that. Very interesting story. I got a little bit frustrated at the puzzle with the candles, but that was my own bad. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to puzzles like that. But, yeah, from what I know, there is another ending, so I'm assuming it would be if you actually succeed in doing all the puzzles right. But yeah, you guys can go and find that out for yourselves. I'm sure you can do a lot better at the candle puzzle than I could, so yeah, as always, the link will be down in the description below for this game. Really enjoyed it. Definitely liked the art style too. Really loved all those little cinematics and CGs of the characters. They looked really good. I like the pixelated style. But anyway, with that, we'll be moving on to the next game.